Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Blazer Victory Podcast. This is your host, John Duncan, and of course, I'm joined, as always, with my co-host, Darian Smith. And Darian, UAB's able to get a two-game win streak going in basketball. So the question, we posed for the episode of this title, or the episode of this podcast is UAB basketball finally turning a corner? I mean, I don't want to take words out of your mouth, but I was able to rewatch that Rice game
hmm
yesterday. They look pretty good, man. They look pretty good.
Yes, that the defensive effort is clearly what stood out. From the beginning. I think this has to be the first time all the season that we've looked connected as a team, not individual talent kind of carrying us to the finish line for a win, but a clear team effort. And I really feel like, just already getting into it, I feel like Tony in his energy and his understanding of the team concept, especially the defense, is
Yes.
just infectious. And I feel like that energy just spread throughout the whole team, John.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And you could just tell, they were not giving up a lot of open shots. Most of them were contested. And honestly, they kind of looked at it a little bit too. Rice just couldn't really make a shot all day. But I loved the intensity on defense. You saw guys putting hands in the lanes to block passes. You saw contested shots. You look at these last two games where UAB blew out Rice 70-52 in Houston, beat Louisiana Tech last Thursday 65-59. They held Rice and Louisiana Tech to just 33% from the field. And in fact, in that Rice game, Darren, the Rice didn't score until the 12-minute mark in that game. So they went almost 8 minutes without scoring a single point.
Wow.
Uh, the 52 points allowed against Rice is the least allowed points all season for UAB. Also, I probably should have led with this, but the Rice win was the 900th win in program history. So just another milestone for this basketball program. But I mean, it really you don't want to take too much into just two basketball games, but I mean, it really does. As of late, like UAB has kind of cranked up that defensive intensity, and let's face it, without Jelly Walker, UAB is still not a good shooting team. They finally, the last two games they've got over the 40% mark from the field, but they're still not shooting as well as they have without Jelly Walker. But what's also almost more important than playing really good defense is rebounding. And you look at these last couple games, but really the Rice game, Darren, UAB, when the first shots aren't falling, UAB is getting the rebound. You look, they had 44 rebounds, 12 offensive rebounds, so they out rebounded Rice 44-31. So more importantly, hey, if the shots aren't falling, you crash the boards, get second and third chance opportunities for your team. And that's what, KJ Buff and Trey Jemison, that's what these guys, even the guards are rebounding well. Like, it just seems that, this team, Andy Kennedy said it before, they're just not a good shooting team, especially without Jelly Walker on the floor. But they are playing hard. They're going after the ball for rebounds. They're crashing the boards. They're playing really good on defense. And this is, kind of what we wanted to see all year long.
Right. Now I think it's a lot of factors at play. So I really want to, more so focus on that Rice win, because I feel like it was
Hmm.
so much clarity gained after. It was just like me watching that game, I could really see the difference in styles of play. So first of all, on defense, one thing I really noticed, and it started off with Tony, and it seemed to kind of spread throughout the team, is help and recover. So what I mean by that is, if I'm a player at the top of the key, let's say I'm a guard and I got a mismatch, I got Trey Jemison on me, I can take him to the hole. But when I'm going to the hole, if I'm Tony, he's driving strong side, I'm strong side guard my man. I can sink down and cut off that lane. I can help. I can help Trey, because you got to drive, you got to catch an angle to get to the basket. Well, if you go any further here, I'm gonna rip the ball. I'm helping off of my man. I'm hustling out and I'm recovering. one thing about this UAB defense that drove me crazy this year is it's like, where's the help? I found myself asking, like, where's the help? It seemed like a lot of times players were on the island, and
Mm-hmm.
we would talk about our guards. They're little, their defense and whatnot, but you can do things to help mitigate that. If our guards are getting drove on, you can help out more, get in the lane and help out. And then, but the thing about that, it kind of compromises you on the 3-point line. But if you get your butt out there and hustle, you can get your butt out there and hustle, and you can contest that shot. And from all this year, we've been seeing one or two things. We've been seeing shots not contested, and we've been seeing like no help. I saw it all in the Rice game, and it started with Tony. I'm like, wow, look at this help and recovery defense. And I know you said that Rice was having trouble sinking shots. I think it's because we got them out of rhythm.
Yeah.
If you start off a game and you cold, it's hard. It's hard to basketball is so much about rhythm and confidence. Once you get it going, think of the guy from FAU that had the career night like he was freaking Batman.
John L. Davis.
He never acted like that before. But what happened was he just got in the rhythm and he got in the zone. Well, we did the opposite to Rice. It was our defense, and then they started missing shots that were open because we didn't let them get in the rhythm. So when they did get those shots, they couldn't sink them. Secondly, the other big difference to me was I realized I thought this was a run and gun team. I thought this was a transition get, but we are not that team. Why I say that? I feel like in order to be a team like that, you have to have decision makers on your team and really elite passers. And I don't think I think back to like squeaky Aaron Johnson, the top two, the general at point guard, and the top two things about him when he played was he was a great passer and he was a great decision maker. That was his whole niche, right? He wasn't a scorer or athlete or nothing like that, but he can get you like 13 assists in a game. Well, this team, we don't have those. Jelly is not a true point. He's more of a, in the Steph Curry mode. Gaines is not really a point.
I mean, sometimes with games, like you'll be like, "Oh, okay, that was a really good pass," and then the next series, it's like, "What in the hell? Like, what are you doing?"
I think he's more of a combo guard. I think he's more of a two, not a, because I think a true point guard is somebody that you do that for, like every game. You put every possession. You trust them with the ball, and they put your team in position. I just think in transition, I noticed it so many times when we get out, we started running. It don't matter if we had like a 3-on-2 or if we had a 2-on-1. A lot of the decisions we make just aren't good when we're running, or our passes aren't on the money. It's just not. So a lot of times what happened, what allowed them to kind of get going, was we was turning the ball over in transition. We'll get a steal and we'll get out running. And then we'll turn it right back over, and then they'll get the running, and they'll hit a corner three. They'll get a layup. It was happening every time. I was like, man, if we just stop running, because I felt like it slows us down and we're able to make good decisions. Like the difference between Eric, I was like, I never thought this team was going to be a half-court team, but when he's able to slow down and like process and set the team up, he is so much better. And that's for the rest of the team. Like we were able to get Ladarius Brewer in his spots.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to take control of his mid-range, like his size and strength. We was able to get Trey. That hook been good. I know you hate the hook.
Oh man, it's still nasty. I mean, I when it goes in, it's good, but when it doesn't, I'm like, what in the world?
Lately, that hook has been a good quality shot. I don't really worry about the results. I worry about the process. You remember in math class, they used to do that. They used to be like, no, they want to see you. How did you get to? I'm like, I got the answer. Don't worry about the rest of it. They want to see how you worked it out.
Well, see, that's why I hated geometry, because I don't know if folks, listening took geometry when we had to do those proofs. Like you had to prove like how you got there. I'm like, man, look, I gave you
Show
the
your work.
result. Here's the result. Yeah, show your work. No, here's the result, and this is what you wanted. So what else do you need?
But that is important here.
It is.
We was able to show our work and to get to the quality of shots. Not never mind if the shot went in or not. Let's focus on what spots are we shooting it from? Is it something is it something forced? A lot of those when we stopped and we was in half court, we ran plays and two went to the corner with Ladarius. There's KJ Buffin. Bam,
Yep.
KJ Buffin was setting the screen. Oh, he's flashing to get the ball. He's getting the layup at the rim. Oh, we putting Ladarius in the mid range. He's able to rise up over this. He's killing this guy. This guy's too little. Trey Jemison, offensive rebound. And then another thing about transition is you commit your guys. If you commit your guys into to getting rebounds more, so the other team on offensive rebound, it limits your transition opportunities because a lot about transition, it depends on your big man getting the rebound, outletting to the guards who are already kind of streaking.
Mhm.
So it kind of limits your opportunity to get defensive rebounds. Well, forget transition. That's where I'm at now. Like commit everybody to get a rebound,
Yep.
and we can make good decisions in the half court. If we run plays, we get good quality shots. It ain't a turnover and then it's a 3-pointer and now they're in rhythm and now we all out of whack. No, let's stay in rhythm. This team needs to slow down. We're a much different team when we slow down. Commit to getting those rebounds, run back on transition defense, help and recover, play Tony, you know, wherever he fits on offense is where he fits. But defensively, he is needed. He is like Quan
Mhm.
Jackson-ness, and let's ride with that. I'm good with whatever result we get at the end of the day. I'm good with it because the process, it looks so beautiful, and I was just happy seeing it.
Yes, and I'm so glad you brought up that, Darian, about the shot selection and getting plays off and the half court offense, because that is something I definitely noticed the second half of the Louisiana Tech game, but especially in that Rice game, is that they were getting better shots off on offense because they were getting, as you mentioned, getting KJ Buffin off of the pick and roll, getting him cutting to the basket, getting, Ladarius Brewer in his rhythm and his spot on the court. I and shout out to KJ Buffin, man. Conference USA Player of the Week, 20 points, 10 rebounds at Rice, and 11 points and 13 rebounds. So two double doubles up at Rice and versus Louisiana Tech. And that's a guy we've harped on in previous episodes, Darian, who is should be Mr. Consistent for UAB basketball. He's really turned that on of late, and this is something I hate to bring up, Darian, but UAB was without Javion Davis and Ty Brewer at that Rice game, and Steve Irvine broke the news on 1819 News that they were both suspended for that Rice trip for quote conduct detrimental to the team. So I mean, yeah, we're not going to speculate, what it is because we don't even know. But I mean, you get that news Saturday morning, you're like, okay, crap, this isn't going to go well at all for UAB at Rice, and here they are, blow out Rice. Like, so maybe a message was sent to the players. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think definitely a message was sent because the last thing you want to, it's a bad feeling being that you're guys that consistently get minutes. You're big part of the rotation, and you do something whether that's off the court or on the court, or maybe it's something that's been permeating. We never know. A lot of times in instances like this, it could be staying out drinking and got caught partying. And, I mean, it happens on everything. Trust me. I played
yeah,
your football. I know how these guys are young men, but you never know what happened. Like, or it could be going back and forth or not. You don't know. It's speculation, but it is a message sent when you're the player sitting out, and then now you're going to see your team winning big time when you've been struggling when you're playing. So now it goes to show them like, oh, I need to fall in line with what happened. So maybe if I'm Javion Davis, I'm like, man, I need to pick up my defensive intensity because
hmm
look at what's going on here, and they got it going. I'm gonna have to crash the boards harder, if I don't want Runji Gordon taking my place because he played the right way, and he
yep,
was able to fill in. So it's little things like that that you will see when you're the guy on the bench and you seeing your team win big.
Definitely. Well, so is UAB basketball finally turning the corner? We sure hope so. Getting the 2-game win streak going, beating Louisiana Tech 65-59, and then blowing out Rice at Rice 70-52. Darren, UAB huge opportunity this Thursday night as the number 19 ranked FAU Owls will come to Bartow Arena at 6 o'clock. UAB has not beaten a ranked opponent in Bartow since they beat North Carolina in 2013, but hey, it's their first opportunity in a while. I think the last opportunity they had was when Memphis came a couple years ago as a ranked team, and UAB kind of blew that game away. Had a big lead, and Memphis ended up coming back and winning that game. But hey, if you can beat a ranked FAU team at Bartow Arena and get 3 wins in a row, like this could really, finalize that turning a corner and heading, the right way, right, hey, it's February now, so we just got one more month until March. So if you can pick it up now, keep it going until we get to Frisco in that Conference USA tournament, hey, this is the right time that you want to be peaking at if you're a basketball program.
Yeah, and this will definitely be a test of that newfound team connectivity that we seem to be displaying.
Yep.
That's FAU superpower, their team connectivity and their depth. So if we are really the team, and of course, if Jelly Walker can be back today, that'll go.
Yeah, who
And
knows with that?
yeah, who knows with that? But besides that, if we show that we are the team that we displayed at Rice, I think FAU can put the ball in the basket at a higher clip than Rice can, and FAU is one of those teams that's prone to runs. But the thing about them is that we can't give them the opportunity. We can't go out and transition. Hopefully, we look at the film and learn. Some of the things that we did at Rice. Why was Rice so positive? Rice wasn't no scrubs. Like
No, they're good.
they are a good team. So people might think, oh no, it was like no, we beat a really good team. I don't want people to understand that in the way we did it, at their house. I mean, I'm sorry. But hold on, where were we at? Where we at, Rice? Why am I getting
Yeah,
confused?
no, we're right. No, that's fine. No, it was a good win at Rice, which is a
At
tough
Rice.
place to play. Yeah, and now,
I
hey,
thought tripping.
UAB went wire to wire with FAU at FAU in Boca
At
just a few weeks
you,
ago.
right.
So,
If we can play connected as a team,
yep.
if we can play connected as a team, even when because they will, basketball is a game of runs. FAU is the type of team they have the players to go on runs. The key is staying connected, staying to the game plan, and limiting those runs. Don't allow offensive rebounds. Commit to the boards. Get back in transition. Do all those little things so we can stifle their runs and we can keep ourselves in it and getting good shots on offense. That's it. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot, turn the ball over in transition and give them an open three because they'll knock them down. They got a lot of shooters. You know, we have to put a body on their big men. And I think I think we got a way better shot than what people think.
Me too.
Because seeing that first game is like it was so many times I thought we could have won. I just thought Janelle Davis just had a really, really great game, you know. Um
I mean,
so
that's the thing, though. You can't let Jonell Davis get another 36 on you. Like, if you do that again, yeah, it's definitely not going to be
but that
good for
was
UAB.
that was a one-time thing, man. Let's be real. He's not gonna do that. But the thing about FAU is, will it be Elijah Martin? Will it all these other different guys that they have? Because we
Yeah.
got Janelle Davis had all those points, but the rest of their guys didn't perform up to standard that they usually perform to. So let's just say everything averages out and he averages his 9 points, where all the other guys will score more. So I mean, we can't take away one thing without giving another thing. Let's just be real about it and say, well, the other guys will get it going. It's all about limiting them. No second chance opportunities and no dumb mistakes in transition to hurt ourselves on offense, but give them another opportunity and turn the ball over in transition and give them basically, I call them pick sixes. That's what
Hmm.
they, you know. if we got a 2-on-1 and we do a stupid pass, and next thing you know, they're breaking for a free dunk or an open corner three. It's a pick six. It turns the game by 4, 5, 6 points. It's just 5, 6 point swings hurt this team, any team, but we do that far too often. If we can limit that, we'll be good to go.
No doubt. Hey, FAU comes to Bartow Arena tomorrow night, Thursday night at 6 p.m. Hopefully you can make it out. If you cannot, it will be televised on CBS Sports Network. I'm just thankful that it is not an 8 o'clock tip. It is a 6 o'clock tip. So I will be going to bed at a decent time. And hey, FAU coming in with the nation's longest winning streak. They've won 20 in a row.
Good team, man.
Really good team. Nothing but respect for the Owls. I mean, they have proven themselves as the top team in Conference USA, and they still can get a net large bid even if they don't win the tournament in Frisco. So UAB Blazers will have a tough task on their hand tomorrow night in Bartow, but they can do it. So we will see if they can make it 3 wins in a row. And also Saturday, hey, FIU comes to town to Bartow, 3 o'clock. That will be televised on ESPN Plus. Let's see if UAB can get a win over FIU. Kind of squandered that one away in Miami last time these two teams played in overtime. So let's see if UAB can get back to the Panthers. But more importantly, too, that game at halftime, they will be doing the baby race. And my son Noah will be competing, hopefully, in that race. Yes. So I need all my BVP folks. If y'all are in Bartow Saturday at 3 at halftime, I need y'all to chant Noah, Noah, and help cheer him on. So, and hopefully we'll see.
Noah. That's like I'm more high.
I'm telling you.
Than anything. Like, okay.
I think
Noah has a shot to earn.
Hey, I'm gonna need Steve Irvine. Hey, Steve Irvine, you're gonna need to get that article ready. Noah Duncan wins a baby race at halftime of the UAB FIU game. So go ahead and get that ready.
Like when is Noah's graduating class here? Like,
well, he's gonna be the youngest though, because that category is 18 months to 24 months for the walkers. So he just hit 18, 19 months. So he's gonna be one of the younger ones in that race. But hey, it don't matter. It's that underdog mentality, man.
We need Jimmy to get ready to be scouting that. And he needs to be ready to see 2042 offer for offers. We need everybody to see, it's National Signing Day.
Yes, big day for football. Yeah.
Right. So just the nugget to keep an eye out for Noah Duncan. Listen, he's already entering baby races early.
Hey, fire breathers only, man. He's a
fire breather. He is definitely a fire breather. I heard that there's interest from Georgia and Alabama, but he's really focused on UAB. I think it's going to be an unofficial visit Monday.
That's right. Hey, well, Trent, go ahead and make that offer, man. All right. Well, hey, let's see if UAB can get 2 more wins and make it 4 in a row. But guys, of course, today being signing day for football, we are going to have more content coming later for football. I know you guys gave us great feedback for the last episode that we had with Jimmy. If you somehow missed it, go back to the last episode as Jimmy comes on the show and gives us a great UAB football recruiting update. So go back and listen to that. It was almost an hour worth of great content. We are definitely going to ask Jimmy to come on for future episodes because you guys seem to really like him, and he gave us great insight. And honestly, Darren, nobody does it better than Jimmy. So we will definitely look forward to having him on the Blazer Victory podcast again going forward.
Especially got to have him on for National Signing Day. I think that's the perfect pod for him. I haven't talked to him about it. You haven't talked to him about that yet, but he knows.
Yeah, he knows. Well, all right, Darren, you want to go and wrap us up?
Yes, sir. Blazer Nation, let's ride.